The mental focus throughout the whole thing was so admirable because I'm like, yo, no, you said this about this person or that person said that. And
he had studied He had studied every interview that I had done, conversation I had, he had studied.
A man named Shannon Sharpe confronted Shaquille O'Neal on live TV for supposedly trying to end his career. It looks like Sharpe and O'Neal have been fighting for a while now. For months, there had been rumors of professional jealousy and plots to hurt each other behind closed doors. But until now, neither side had addressed these rumors in public. There was a lot of anger during a live broadcast when Sharpe, who is known for speaking out, chose to talk about it. Shannon Sharpe said that O'Neal was using his connections in the business to spread bad news about him and stop him from moving up in his job. Even though O'Neal was shocked by the direct encounter, he tried to play down the charges at first, but Sharpe would not be quiet. Sharpe's main claim was that O'Neal had been actively trying to get network executives and other influential people in the sports media industry to back Sharpe's alleged plot to harm the team. It's never easy to speak out against the common injustices in the industry, like the pay gap between men and women and the unfair treatment of minorities. But these injustices have gone on for far too long. Spreading false information about Sharpe's professionalism and dependability is intended to undermine his image and trust within the sector. Space gap. Numerous injustices occur in Hollywood on a daily basis, which begs the important question of who supports this system that devalues and marginalizes people. Consider celebrities like Tyler Perry, who frequently place themselves as Hollywood trailblazers. Their self-aggrandizing narratives portray them as industry saints, and sadly, many have fallen for this facade. However, the truth is becoming more and more clear as the curtain is rising to show the reality behind the glamorous facade. Although many people, including Monique and Fantasia, have proven to Tyler Perry's harsh ways behind the scenes, it was Shannon Sharpe and his podcast club TCH that really sparked the controversy. Sharpe hosted these artists talking about the problems they were having with Perry. And that's when the chaos started. When Perry learned of the discussions taking place on these shows, he chose to take the same approach with Shannon Sharpe that he had with Monique Black Ball. What exactly did Shannon Ball say to rattle Perry so much? It all started with his show Club Shay, where he welcomed two guests who tore into Tyler Perry, Monique and Cat Williams. Perry had spent years carefully crafting his public image, and now with artists like Monique and Shannon Sharpe exposing his true nature, all his efforts to keep a particular reputation risked falling apart. It was just a matter of time before Monique, in particular, let out a flood of vitriol on Shannon's show, which was not surprising given that she had been holding a great deal of hatred.
Didn't know it was going to cause this kind of ripple. I didn't think it was going to move me in the direction. I'm glad it did.
Earlier this year, Cat Williams and Shannon Sharpe had an interview that quickly turned from a routine celebrity sit-down into a hot topic in the entertainment business. The discussion sparked a wave of reactions, especially from other Black stand-up comedians, many of whom took to social media to share their views whether or not they were mentioned directly. Talk also sparked speculation about what might be the next big trend that will captivate Black Twitter users. A few months later, the question was answered in a striking way. Shannon Sharpe brought Monique, the well-known stand-up comedian and Oscar-winning actress, to the center of his podcast club, TCH. Over the course of a two-part series that lasted over 3 hours, Monique used the chance to address long-standing concerns. She especially targeted well-known people like Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey. Her direct and audacious words added even more drama to the already tense situation. The chat was intense and full of revelations, guaranteeing that the incident would be talked about for weeks to come. When Missouri Akik approached the studio about additional compensation for her extra work, especially since she was contractually obligated to join in the film's promotional tour, they answered with a firm and non-negotiable no. This wasn't just about her personal choice, it highlighted the bigger problem of expectations placed on her without any financial recognition for her efforts. Monique also shared fascinating details about her journey following her Oscar nomination for her part in Precious. She remembered that Lionsgate, the company behind the film, had repeatedly asked her to travel throughout the country for promotional activities. However, Monique chose to prioritize family time over the promotional hustle. Monique asked whether Perry would pay her for the extra labor. Perry's answer was unambiguous: he only uses his own funds to pay people when he feels it is proper. Reason Missouri Akik expressed surprise at Perry's strategy, saying that she shouldn't be expected to labor for free if he doesn't give out money in return. She also commented on the reaction of the business to Cat Williams' criticism of it. During an insightful chat with Shannon Sharpe, Mo a Geek made it clear that she is prepared to push back and keep the conversation going, refusing to let her concerns be ignored or overlooked. She also highlighted how, when Kat voiced his concerns, everyone seemed to brush him off, pretending his words were unimportant and hoping the debate would fade away. However, Mo a Geek is resolute in ensuring that her issues won't be dismissed in the same way. Some shocking information was revealed by Mo a Geek. She says she has an audio tape in which Tyler Perry claims to have admitted to making up tales about her being a pain to deal with. This tape shows that Perry's Hollywood blacklisting was largely caused by Oprah Winfrey's purported endorsement. After giving human rights activist Al Sharpton the tape of her intimate chat with Perry, Mo a Geek described an eye-opening meeting with him. Sharpton appeared sincere in his attempt to allay her worries when he told her that what the man had done to her was wrong, and that "You're like my daughter, we're going to get him to fix that." However, things quickly took a surprising turn. After giving a brief demonstration of support, Mo a Geek stated that Sharpton vanished from the public eye for 6 months. During this time, she was puzzled by his silence. When Sharpton did finally reappear, it was in an unexpected way. He was on stage praising Tyler Perry and suggesting that they use Perry's private jet for commercial flights instead of commercial aircraft. Monique's answer was cautious, and she wondered if that was the reason she hadn't heard from him. It seemed to her that Sharpton's lack of communication was linked to his public admiration for Perry. Her growing frustration and anxiety about how her personal struggles and the dynamics of the entertainment industry as a whole might be affecting her support from powerful figures was brought to light by this moment. She says that the rumors have not only damaged her reputation but have also cost her multiple roles and, quite frankly, millions of dollars. Monique's revelations have sparked discussions about how power dynamics and personal grievances may have a significant impact on a person's job. It serves as a sobering reminder of how personal conflicts can end in dedicated professional fallout, gives the drama an extra level. Mo a Geek related a fascinating conversation she had with fellow artist Stephanie Mills, expressing her hope for a big intervention after emailing Mills a taped version of her chat with Tyler Perry. Although Missouri Eek had hailed Stephanie Mills as a lovely and respected sister, Mo a Geek wasn't sure if Mills had truly listened to the video. Nevertheless, Mills took the problem seriously. Stephanie did call Tyler Perry to discuss the matter, but her response was not at all positive. According to reports, Perry said that she would be open to meeting with Mo a Geek, but refused to meet with her husband. Perry also demanded that Mo a Geek issue a public apology, claiming that neither Oprah nor Perry was to blame for Mo a Geek's career setback. Mo a Geek clearly remembered how she responded to this demand, feeling astounded by its boldness. She thought that making such an apology would be hypocritical and refused to waver from her moral views. Stephanie Mills was given the directive by Mo a Geek to inform Tyler Perry that she would never meet with him without her husband and that she would not make any forced public apologies because she thought they were unjustified. This firm stance showed her commitment to her own truth and her resolve to oppose any forced apology. Perry looked to be able to affect everyone. Mo a Geek was openly critical of how Tyler Perry appeared to have everyone in his control. She felt that he was reaching out to everyone she tried to communicate with, leaving her questioning what he might be telling them. It was as if Perry was covertly manipulating these individuals, turning them against her. Although she wasn't sure of the exact nature of his persuasion, the outcome was clear. People she had trusted began to distance themselves. It seemed Perry wielded an almost magical ability to alter perceptions and erode Monique's support network. Monique felt a deep sense of frustration and isolation, fighting to cope with the situation while allies seemed to turn against her. It was especially disheartening not knowing the hidden conversations that might have shaped their decisions. It felt like an uphill fight, with Perry seemingly orchestrating events to thwart her efforts for support. Adding to her distress was the situation with Kevin Hart, another artist who appeared to be manipulated or coerced by Perry. In a revealing chat with Shannon, Missouri Eek recounted her complex interactions with Kevin Hart, voting unexpected events. She reflected on Cat Williams' comments about industry gatekeepers, understanding that Hart had become emblematic of the very issues Williams had criticized, given her own experiences in her podcast appearance with Kevin Hart. During their talk, Mo a Geek felt a strong sense of connection as Hart compared her to family, saying that she was like her mother, aunt, or sister. They also talked about the tensions between Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey, and he promised to get in touch with Perry. A week later, he did just that. Perry declined to revisit the conflict and instead suggested moving forward and concentrating on new, positive projects. He even mentioned working with Mo a Geek and offered to executive produce projects alongside her. Hart's kindness and support, especially during a trying time when her family needed financial aid, pleased and encouraged Monique. Since Hart had previously given Monique a loan, which she returned with interest, she made it a point to thank Hart in public for his kindness and support. Monique's excitement suddenly subsided following what appeared to be a fantastic chance. A few weeks following Kevin Hart's encouraging proposal, she got a surprise call. Dave Beck, Hart's manager, notified her that Hart had made the choice to stop working with her. Hart suddenly changed his mind, according to Becky, and no longer wanted to work or have a relationship with Mo Ayik. This was a shocking turn of events, especially considering Hart had previously supported Mo Ayik.
Yes. Why do you believe that happened? And do you see that changing, and why?
I got labeled as difficult, my husband and my husband is Sydney, who happens to be my manager. We got labeled as difficult because I said one word, and that was no. Now, I said no to some very powerful people. I said no to Oprah Winfrey. I said no to Tyler Perry. I said no to Lee Daniels.
Monique couldn't get rid of the feeling that Tyler Perry might have had something to do with Hart's sudden change of heart. She questioned whether Perry had put pressure on Hart by threatening to ruin his career in the same way that Perry had destroyed hers. The abrupt withdrawal of Hart after his initial backing left Monique puzzled and unable to accept any other explanation than that Perry's influence was at work. The entire ordeal gave Monique the idea that Perry's influence was so strong that it could even elevate someone to the position of Hart. Retreat is a stark reminder of the complicated and frequently harsh nature of the entertainment industry, where power dynamics and hidden pressures can drastically alter professional relationships and opportunities. It also shows the role of gatekeepers in Hollywood, those who have the ability to either make or break careers for Mo Ayik. It seems that Perry used his power to silence his heart and obstruct his support for her. Monique went into further depth about the confusing situation surrounding Kevin Hart, describing a conversation she had with him. She had contacted Hart right away, saying, "Hey babe, we just got off the phone with End Them All, and they told us that Dave Becky called them to say you didn't want anything to do with me." After learning from End Them All that Hart's manager, Dave Becky, had stated Hart didn't want anything to do with her, Hart quickly gave her Mo comfort. His heart stayed firm, reminding Mo Ayik that it was a miscommunication and that they would discuss it on Tuesday. Despite his assurances, Mo Ayik remained uneasy and persisted in asking if she was okay with this white man interfering in our relationship based on something you had supposedly said. "I can tell you now that there was a mistake 2 years ago." Ever since, Mo Ayik hadn't heard from Kevin Hart, which left her feeling misled and angry. Hart had earlier called her family, comparing her to a mother and an aunt, comparisons that she hadn't asked for. Mo Ayik expressed her disillusionment, highlighting the ease with which outside forces can destroy relationships. She emphasized that her frustration came not from deceit or anger, but rather from the way people can be written off and undervalued because of their involvement in industry politics. She was unwavering in her opposition to Tyler Perry, saying that no one should minimize or invalidate her experiences. She emphasized, "That's your voice on that audio," making it clear that Perry's influence would not be allowed to stifle her truth. Monique continued to criticize Tyler Perry after that. She also attacked Perry's close friend Oprah Winfrey. Mo Ayik has been vocal about her complaints about Perry to both of these powerful Hollywood people. Mo Ayik has been outspoken in her criticism of his handling of their disagreements and has accused him of being a major factor in her job stagnation. Her blatant and unrelenting attacks on Perry highlight her opinion that he played a major role in her job misfortunes. Monique has openly addressed her emotions of betrayal towards Oprah, whom she formerly held in the highest regard, and her frustrations with her are as sharp. Monique says that because Oprah backed the narrative, many saw her as difficult to deal with, which led to her marginalization in the sector.
On that list is none other than the one and only Oprah Winfrey. Is someone you regularly feel like that.
The situation is further complicated by Oprah and Ty Perry's strong friendship. Monique feels that her fight as a professional has been made even more difficult by their alliance. Her resolve to speak up in front of such powerful people demonstrates her resolve to tell her truth, no matter the consequences. Monique also told a moving story about her early years in Baltimore. When she was younger, Oprah Winfrey would frequently appear on the neighborhood talk show People Are Talking. At the time, black women, plus-size black women, were not frequently seen on television, so Oprah's appearance was more than just entertainment, it was a symbol of hope for young Mo Ayik. Because of Oprah's prominence, Mo Ayik was motivated to follow her own interests and aspirations of fame and prosperity, not just for herself but also for her family. Oprah's accomplishments served as a guiding light, assisting Monique in molding her goals. Monique's passion for Oprah previously drove her desire and determination to succeed in the entertainment world. However, as she grew older, this admiration turned into disappointment. Monique used a Tara G.P. Henson story as a striking illustration of what she saw as Oprah's unbridled ego. She thought that Oprah's imposing untouchable presence in Hollywood gave her the freedom to say and do anything she liked without fear of repercussions. Rather than being driven by envy, Monique's critique sprang from a profound sense of disappointment. She viewed Oprah's treatment of Taraji as yet another instance of her ego overshadowing her sense of justice and humility for Mo'Nique. It hurt to see someone she had once admired behave in a way that she thought would be detrimental to other professionals, especially other Black women. This realization dealt Monique a severe blow since, despite her disillusionment, the woman who had previously encouraged her to dream big now appeared to represent a barrier to the very ideas of justice and opportunity. While openly criticizing Oprah for what she sees as her perceived shortcomings in character and conduct, Mo'Nique yet maintains a high esteem for Oprah's revolutionary accomplishments. Monique's reflections show how complex her feelings are. Her disappointment with Oprah's use of her power over Monique tempers her enthusiasm for Oprah's groundbreaking accomplishment. This incident serves as a warning that even our heroes make mistakes, and that we must hold them responsible regardless of how high up they are. Monique has gone so far as to discuss how Oprah's actions affected her career, claiming that Oprah has taken up numerous chances that she could have had. Tyler Perry's resentment of Shannon Sharpe has grown, especially when Sharpe let Mo'Nique criticize him on his podcast, which was a worrying development in and of itself. The real spark was ignited when Mo'Nique also went after Oprah Winfrey, a close friend of Perry's. Perry, who has a close personal and professional relationship with Oprah, was offended to see her included in this public controversy because he thinks Monique's accusations have unfairly damaged both him and Oprah. He was also outraged that Sharpe gave a platform for these complaints without offering a counter-argument. Sharpe feels deeply betrayed by his conduct. It goes beyond the censure he got from a close friend. The unfair labeling of Oprah also escalated the repercussions. Perry is aggravated by more than just the comments. Shannon tried to justify himself by saying that he couldn't stop others from speaking their truths, but he was worried about the bigger ramifications of allowing such charges to grow unchallenged. He fears that this might harm their reputations and influence within the business. Though Shannon wasn't totally against the idea of these two, he did tell Mo that Oprah would be a better fit for the part. In answer, Monique hinted that Oprah had obtained those jobs by using her power. After that, Monique opened up about her tense relationship with Oprah Winfrey. She described how Mo'Nique and her brother Gerald had once been summoned to Oprah's show, when Gerald was meant to apologize for mistreating Mo'Nique.
I was hurt and, trying to figure this thing out. She never said my mother was coming on that show, because had Oprah Winfrey said, "I'm gonna have your mother," I would have said, "Shut it down."
When they were younger, Mo'Nique declined to come on the show with him, preferring Oprah to interview him privately. After that, Monique experienced a shocking betrayal when she learned that Oprah had asked her entire family, including her mother, to be interviewed without telling her. Because of her tense relationship with her mother, Monique found this to be especially painful. Her family's sudden television appearance was a devastating blow that left her feeling completely taken aback and hurt by Oprah's actions. Ever since, Monique has been outspoken about her feelings, publicly voicing her disappointment and lack of respect for the media. Despite winning an Oscar, Mo'Nique thinks that Oprah's actions on that show were not only insensitive but also contributed to the derailment of her acting career by making it difficult for her to work with the narrative. For Mo'Nique, the pain goes even further. Beyond losses in the workplace, it seems like a personal betrayal with lingering effects. The events where even more tensions have increased, made more difficult by the drama involving Cat Williams, and all of this revealed dirty linen. Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry, the main players in this story, seem to be working together to blacklist Shannon Sharpe and Mo'Nique, and the damage has been done by the charges made in public and the personal attacks. According to reports, Perry in particular is attempting to have a Sharpe cancellation in order to keep him from disclosing Perry or providing Perry with a platform among his closest group. Significant industry power is supposedly being used to harm Sharpe's career. Perry is allegedly using his power to push for boycotts and damage Sharpe's reputation. His aim is to discredit Sharpe by portraying him as biased and unprofessional in the hopes that other platforms won't host him or take his work seriously. The struggle that Monique is going through is not new. She has always thought that Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry are working together to ruin her reputation in Hollywood. Now that Shannon Sharpe is giving her a forum to voice her worries, she feels that their attempts to dissuade her are getting stronger. This presents a big challenge for both Monique and Sharpe. The stakes are high, and the tension is palpable as they battle this formidable duo, who are determined to keep their untouchable status.